New this morning, Ebola. More aid being sent to West Africa. What does it mean for the U.S. and Elon?
The Elon poll is receiving national attention, but what's it saying about the upcoming North Carolina election?
A different kind of student. This Phoenix has a unique approach to getting his college degree. It was a little chilly out there around 7 this morning. You're taking an early peek at Alamance. College coffee is just getting started over on Phi Beta Kappa Plaza across campus, where churros are there, the tasty treat of this week in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. Ashley?
Churros sound good to me. I think we're going to need another substitute this week because I need to go to college coffee.
Yeah.
But we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Mez or Brian, we call him Mez around here. He's usually the wizard behind the scenes, but today he is in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's great to get in front of the camera, getting to share today's news with all of you out there. But thanks, Ashley. It's good to be here with all of you this morning. New changes are coming to the NFL, new hires and stricter punishments. But is it too little, too late? That story coming later.
And later in the show, I caught up with one Elon student who knows a different side of a reality show diva.
And we're whipping up something delicious in the Hallel House this morning. You won't want to miss it. But first this morning, $500 million. That's the estimated amount President Obama is expected to announce the U.S. will give to help fight the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, according to senior administration officials. Obama is expected to announce his plans later today, which include placing as many as 3,000 additional military on the ground in West Africa. They will help train new healthcare workers and build treatment clinics. Workers in the area will receive personal aid kits, including full body suits, gloves, goggles, and boots to protect from the virus. Families will get smaller kits for themselves as well. The World Health Organization's latest count estimates more than 5,000 have been infected in West Africa and more than 2,000 have died.
This morning, the Obama administration continues to increase its offensive action against ISIS. Airstrikes just south of Baghdad yesterday were part of a new effort to, quote, degrade and ultimately destroy the terrorist group. Attacking south of the capital, U.S. Central Command says that the past strikes were mainly to protect major sites in Iraq, but actions yesterday were more offensive.
News out of the NFL this morning, the league hired one of its top female executives to head a social responsibility team. The group will oversee the development of education, training, and support programs. League Commissioner Roger Goodell says the team will also look into allegations of domestic and sexual violence. While some say Goodell's efforts and new 6-game punishment for a first domestic offense are steps in the right direction, others, including members of the women's group Ultraviolet, call the move too little, too late, saying that the new hires just look like crisis communications. And we're exactly 7 weeks away from Election Day, and North Carolina is home to one of the most watched Senate races in the country. According to Elon poll results released just yesterday, incumbent Kay Hagan holds a 4-point lead over Republican challenger Tom Tillis amongst likely North Carolina voters. The results also show a wide gender gap.
That's right, and half the men polled favor Tillis, with only 38% favoring Hagan. The results are almost the exact opposite for women. Just over half favor Hagan and 33% favor Tillis. Tillis voters most often cited defense as the most important issue in this election, while Hagan supporters most often cited education as their primary concern. Tune into Elon Local News on November 4th for our 2014 election coverage. We'll be live right here on Channel 5, and coverage from all around the state will be on Channel 5. If you're driving near train tracks today, be careful at the traffic light near the intersection of Williamson Avenue and West Trollinger. There's a light that is still awaiting repairs. You can't see the color of the light very well until you're right underneath it. Elon Police Chief Cliff Parker says the light may have shifted due to storms or wind, making it a little bit harder to see.
We're 3 weeks into the school year and halfway through what is known as the red zone on college campuses. According to the Journal of American College Health, college students are most likely to be sexually assaulted within their first 6 weeks on campus. Our Jasmine Turner is in the studio with a phone app that will help keep you safe on campus. Jasmine, a little more beneficial app of the week.
That's right, Brian. Late nights in college are inevitable, and whether you're studying until 2 or 3 a.m. or just out on the town, you have to head home eventually. That's why Be Safe is a personal safety app with some pretty awesome features, like an I'm Here option that will notify certain people of your location so they know once you've made it home safely. The app also allows you to program a fake phone call for those times when you need your phone to ring so you can answer and pretend you're having a conversation. And if you ever feel like you're in immediate danger, there's a Guardian Alert button that tells your friends and family that you need help. I've got the app on my phone and I've already started building my network of people I trust, so it's definitely worth the download. With your technology update, I'm Jasmine Turner. Back to you all.
Thanks, Jasmine. He may not look like your average Elon student, but he's just trying to get his degree.
I was more interested in women and booze. I'm telling you like it is.
Steve Coleman is not an ordinary member of the physical plant staff here at Elon University.
I am in charge of receiving and distribution of articles and stuff that comes into this warehouse that goes all over campus. And that's what I've been doing. That's the reason I'm sweating now, because that's what I've been doing all morning long except for class.
Coleman is taking advantage of the opportunities Elon gives to its staff members by pursuing a religious studies degree by taking one class per semester.
I have been taking classes at Elon 3 years. 3 years ago, or about 3.5 years ago, I had been in school one time before, and I really didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Though Coleman is young at heart, he does look a little bit older than your typical college student.
I don't know that there's really a feeling there. It's just that I want them to know that I'm just one of them, more or less. You know, a lot of folks have asked me over time, says, well, doesn't it make you feel kind of weird being at your age and going into class with all these guys? I said, it is what it is.
For now, he's chipping away at that degree, but after?
Plans after this, after I graduate? No. Right now, what I do is I hope that I'll live long enough to do that. But, because it'll take me a while. But I'm determined to get it.
Corey Shegda, Elon Local News.
Wow, Ashley, about 9 years to complete the degree. I don't know. I couldn't handle it.
Let's see if I can get through 4, then we'll work on, the other 5 to make it 9, but good for him.
Yeah, it serves as a real role model, I think, to us on campus to see if you want to further your career later in life, it's still possible.
Yes, definitely. So there's always room for more education, right? You can never be too smart.
Yeah, I think what Mr. Coleman is doing is something that is a good feat for all of us to learn
like
from.
I said, let's work on the 4 years and then we'll try and follow in his
it takes
footsteps.
step by step, right?
But let's see what's coming up next, because I am excited for today's show.
Coming up, these first-year students aren't horsing around. Find out why they've moved from the classroom to the farm.
After the break, find out which reality show diva is this student's second mom.
It's good to be with you this morning. Monday was the final day the FCC, or Federal Communications Commission, also allowed web comments about the proposed legislation that will jeopardize net neutrality. Net neutrality, it's the idea that internet service providers should allow the same access to all content, regardless of where it comes from, and without giving any preference to some sites over others. But some sites may now be able to pay a premium in order to make their sites faster, giving them an edge over other sites. Elon Communications professor and director of the Imagining the Internet Center, Professor Jana Anderson, is here in the studio. Professor, it's so great to have you with us. Good morning.
Great to be here today.
If we start out with this whole concept of net neutrality, the FCC is having a roundtable discussion today. They're just bigwigs focused on internet communications. Is that something that should impact college students?
Definitely, it impacts every individual, not only in the United States, but around the world, because the United States sets the precedent and the world follows. So what they're discussing today specifically happens to do with cellular delivery. And the concern is that it seems as if the FCC is ready to allow AT&T, Verizon, and other internet service providers the opportunity to create fast lanes for certain people who pay a priority. Prioritizing internet service is a complete change in the way we would receive the internet, and it could cause a tiering, kind of a cableization of the internet, and cause people to have to pay more to get select services, and possibly even make it difficult to get new innovative services online.
Sure, and when we bring about the talks, for some people it may seem like this whole thing, this event is about the big wireless companies versus everyone else in the world. Is this a good thing to have these talks with big companies against what some may perceive as against the consumer?
Well, the companies that are concerned, of course, have a concern that they want to get more fast broadband out to more people in the country. And obviously their profits are applied to that. So they're saying in their defense that in order to be able to wire the country and give us better service, they should be able to charge Netflix and other heavy users more money for quality of service at the speeds that people want when they're downloading movies and things like that. So the impact is on quality of service, it's on customers being able to get the signal. People who argue against the big cell companies are saying that it is not true. They're making very large profits right now. They already have not followed through on the promises that they'd made to wire the country.
You're a futurist, and you look at these trends from history and projecting for the future. With more students using these LTE networks and all this cellular data being generated, where is this going for the future? Is this saying we're going to be using more and more, and we're going to have more talks about limiting or opening up the gateways to the internet?
Well, the people who oppose what the big cell companies are trying to do are saying that as we move forward into an age where we want to be online all the time and we want ambient information delivered to us everywhere, wireless communications is it. It's where we are getting information. And in order to be able to have fair and equal access for all, we need to continue to maintain the open internet that we have right now and try to have equality. If you look at the internet as the information superhighway, our highways are free to drive on. We generally don't have to pay a toll. If we start adding toll roads, some people in the public will not be able to afford to use those roads. They won't be able to get the services that others can get.
So Professor Anderson, it's so great to have you here this morning to help us. Most students might not realize they have this topic in their hands, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now let's bump over to Ashley, who people are using their cell phones in a different way for this week's Where's That Selfie, right, Ashley?
That's right. As I said, we always need an excuse to take more selfies. So this week's Where's That Selfie contest has a winner. Give me a drum roll, please. Jenny Sucklow, you're the senior at Elon, correctly guessed last week's Where's That Selfie. Our Bree McClellan was studying abroad in London, England. So we definitely miss her, but we're happy to send our prize over to Jenny. And now we have this week's contest. Our Aldrago is studying in this West African country, and it's the same size as California. Hit up Facebook and Twitter to guess. Don't use Google, don't cheat. And maybe you can beat next week's winner. Our Katie Mergy had a different mode of transportation this week as she went around the state. Take a look where she headed in this week's segment. New internet improvements, we won't have those anymore. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and show you our forecast for today and the rest of the week. And so let's take a look and see what's going on, because I know that I'm going to need a little less rain this week than we had last time. All right, high of 84, low of 63. I can deal with that, I think, right? So I don't know how my hair can deal with it, but it'll be all right. I'm going to head back over to Mez, and let's see what's coming up next. sorry about those technical difficulties. You know, mornings, they roll like that, right? But right now, we couldn't let go of this story. We're going to look at some students who are dealing with horses and doing some community service at the same time. So let's take a look.
I love doing service. I do all types of service.
It's early in the morning, but these students aren't sleeping in.
Getting up early on Saturdays is difficult, but it's so great, and I've loved all the projects we've done so far.
Elon's service learning community is at Copper Top Learning Center, a therapeutic horse farm in Liberty, North Carolina.
It's actually kind of interesting and amazing to see like all these people come down and they're actually like working with the horses and they're grooming them.
The farm is home to cats, dogs, chickens, goats, and more than 30 horses. The horses were the main attraction on Saturday as riders groomed and rode in their weekly lesson. Students helped prep the horses, shoveled manure, and worked during the lesson. But Copper Top is just one in a series of service trips for the learning community. Each month, projects have a different theme.
This month is environment, so go environment.
For some students, the group is about more than service.
I'm actually very glad I did because now I actually have a really tight-knit group of friends and like we always hang out, we always do something together, so I love it.
The group helped Freeman transition into college.
I love service and it's really fun just having this, just something to get involved with immediately.
Katie Marrigy, Elon Local News.
So we're going to Dance Moms.
This reality show star is far from a maternal mentor, but I actually sat down with one Elon student who calls her a second mom. Let's take a look.
Girls, I don't need the tears. You're 9, 10, and 11 years old.
Elon sophomore Stephanie Pittman has seen a different side of that reality show diva.
Abby was like a second mom to me my entire life.
Abby Lee Miller is the star of Lifetime's reality show Dance Moms and is notorious for her brutal coaching. Pittman danced for Miller for 16 years, and all that tough love has produced a lot of wins.
I had a lamp that I would just hang all of my ribbons on from my competition, and eventually it became like a fire hazard because there were just so many of them.
But it's also produced a fair number of injuries. Pittman herself has dislocated her knee several times while studying with Abby.
Not all of us get injured, but those who do keep going, which can only cause greater injuries. And since we were never encouraged to like sit down and rest, it was always, you have to keep going and keep pushing through. It led to a lot of injuries.
But Pittman doesn't blame Abby and thinks that her harsh tactics aren't that unusual.
Football coaches are just as like brutal and mean to their teammates, but it's to boys, so nobody cares.
Pittman hopes to use her training with Abby and her dance science degree from Elon to open a studio that focuses on rehabilitating injured dancers.
You told us that one day you want to open your own studio. Well, I'm going to be your first student, so what can you teach me?
Well, how about I teach you a plie at the bar and then a turn in the center.
Okay, good. Sounds good. No, it's easier said than done, but we'll see.
Would you like to wear the Abby Lee Dance Company jacket?
Would I like to wear the Abby Lee Dance Company jacket? I thought you'd never ask.
You're going to make your arm into like a bowl, like you're holding a beach ball.
You're going to probably have glutes of steel after this. Okay, but how do I turn? Where's this?
The force comes
from
using your obliques. So you're turning.
So if I had those, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Theoretically, they're there.
Right. They're just covered a little.
Right. And okay, so you're literally twisting your torso.
I'm just following your lead.
To get you to go around.
Ashley McGettrick, Elon Local News.
So I know you probably wanted to cover that story because one, you follow Dance Moms, but two, you just wanted to put your heel to toe and get some dance action for you.
Yeah, except now I'm watching it back and I'm regretting it a little bit.
No, it was great.
But it's great.
That's good.
And you know what? What's even more impressive, not only did she survive the wrath of Abby Lee, but did you know that while she was auditioning for the Elon dance program, I mentioned that she had dislocated her knee several times. She dislocated her knee during the audition for the 4th time, still kept dancing, and made the program.
Goodness.
So
go her.
go you, Stephanie Pittman.
Yeah, go Stephanie. Great.
It's good.
Thanks for sharing, Ashley. And though your partner, Paige, couldn't be here this morning, she still met with the new director of Elon Hallel and founder of 12 Tribes Kosher Foods. She's Rabbi Rebecca Joseph. So let's send you to this College Cooking Express, and you can go online for the full recipe and full video after you watch.
So what are we cooking today?
So Paige, today we're going to be making shakshuka.
Okay.
Which is a very popular Israeli breakfast food. We have all our ingredients ready to go. And we're just going to saute these onions for a little bit.
How much garlic do we add? Just a little bit, or does it kind of depend on?
It depends on your taste.
Okay.
We're going to take some green peppers.
I love green peppers.
And add those to our garlic and onions.
I tried it
Sure,
myself.
yes, give it a stir.
All right. Just stirring as normally as possible.
Okay, so that looks terrific, Paige. I'm going to grab our jalapenos. We're going to take our spices, some paprika, not so much pepper, maybe a little bit more cumin. We're going to take a little black pepper. Put that right in there.
All right.
And then we're going to take our salt, and I'm going to ask you to give it a stir. That looks beautiful. You ready for the tomatoes?
I'm ready.
We're going to add about half of these tomatoes to the pan. We're going to let this cook. It looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it looks delicious. All these colors.
How is that?
You're so good.
Here in the studio with us, we have first-year student Alex Ferguson, our new resident magician, and he's here on ELN morning. So welcome, Alex.
He's going to make his grand entrance right here.
Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
Great.
Okay, don't make me disappear.
I will not,
Okay.
only if you want to. Before we even begin, actually, I went to Italy this summer, and I bought this shirt here. It's Rome, Italy. Great place, by the way. If
Great
you get a
souvenir,
chance, go
of
get it.
course.
But I was walking here, and then the thought hit me, because I'm at Elon TV, right? So I should kind of represent, you know? So if I was a magician, and I am, I would just turn around, say 1, 2, 3, and just be.
Whoa. Okay, I could use that before the shows when I have to do like my change early in the morning.
Parties, all that stuff, it's great.
So Alex,
very nice.
So you just presented your first trick. How did you get into magic? How long has it been since you've been doing this?
I was about 7 years old, and I saw a magician, and I decided to learn his secret because I was so interested in it. And then I realized that there is so much more to magic than trick cards or sleeves, because there is endless amount of psychology and misdirection and practice involved, and it just took off from there.
Awesome. And you have another trick for us, I hear?
Yes, I actually do.
Right, we're gonna. Do you want us to step out of the way?
No, that's all right. If
Is this dangerous?
No,
You're not
it's
going to chop anybody in half.
I will not.
Okay.
Okay, good.
That's
Take it away.
In that
That's
case,
a good
here
idea.
you go.
That's a good idea.
Take it away.
Here, if you just stay by two sides of me.
Perfect.
So
Ready.
you would stay
Over
right
here then.
Perfect. I have an envelope here and a deck, and we'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
Now I have an ordinary deck of cards, and when you see that it's completely ordinary deck, so all the cards are different, right?
Okay. Okay.
Each and every single one.
I
Correct?
believe you.
I'm gonna spread
I'm
them on the
believing in you
table
right now.
just like that.
This is news, but we're doing magic.
Yes. And
I'm scared.
I don't want to influence you, okay? So you can point to any card.
So not
you
that
really
card. I'm
can
pointing
choose.
to this card right here.
Are you sure?
I want this one.
I'm giving you a choice to change.
I want this one.
All right, as you say. So go ahead and take this card,
Okay.
and I will turn around.
And I show it to the camera?
Show it to the camera, show it to your friend.
Right here, right here, right here. There you go. We got it. Oh, you didn't see it? Okay, great.
Are we
Alex,
good?
we have 20
Are we good?
seconds. 20
Don't
seconds.
show it to
Live
me.
TV.
All right, live TV, 20 seconds. Now, I have an envelope here, and would you open it? I did not touch it, and I didn't do anything.
I'm so
I'll close
excited.
this card.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no.
know you have.
Do I take it out?
Yes, you do. There is a index card. You see, I had a dream last night, and I wrote it down. It says, I had a dream last night. In it, I was at Elon
While they
morning
finish
newsfeed.
up here, we're going to go ahead and let them finish the trick. We'll put this online so you can see it. I apologize. Check out all of our social media and ElonLocalNews.com for all the greatest. Keep going, Alex. Show us.
All right.
Have a great week, Elon.
All right, so a random card was chosen and shown to the camera, right? And it was a free choice, and I could have given an option to change your mind. Now, then this index card was read, and our ordinary deck of cards were open. Go ahead and open it.
Okay.
And swing 3 cards.